Hello, good morning everyone and welcome to Coaching Think Talk. Yan, magandang umaga. It's a Thursday morning, so I hope you're doing very well this Thursday morning. I am Coach Shaun from Life Coach Philippines. I'm a certified co-actively co-create life coach, and I'm also a mental health coach. And this is coaching for excuse me, this is coaching for parent thing. Oh, wait lang. Something is. Hold on one moment. Sane parenting, and this is coaching for sane parenting, and this your access with me is every Thursday at 10 a.m. And today I'm gonna talk about parenting paradigms and principle. Yan ang pag-uusapan natin. And my mission is I want to be able to help 1 million parents to really have a deeper understanding of themselves so that they can have a deeper understanding of their children, because the more that you know about yourself as a parent, the more that you are engaged, and you're more understanding of who your children are. You would not compare your children to other children and to other people as well, because you would see them as an individual. So if you are a parent who wants to have that relationship with your children, to have a more connectedness, more intimate connection, more emotionally invested, join in, come and join me. And thank you for joining me live today. And please leave your digital footprints in there. Do tag your friends and circulate this video so that we can reach more people. We can bless more individuals in there, and share this session with them. Let's have fun this morning. Let's make it a little bit lighter. In the morning, it's Thursday. It's the latter part of the week, and I hope that you're doing very well so far. By far. Especially for those parents who are working from home, or maybe right now you have moved towards working already in the workplace. So if that is something that you're doing right now because it's a required of your company, then I hope that you're enjoying your moment, your time with other people in there. You also may want to give a shout out to the people that you want to greet and reach out. Give them some inspiring messages. Let's bless them with some inspiring messages. Let's boost them up. Let's give them that gift. And if you are watching this on a replay, please do comment #replay. I am streaming via FB page of Life Coach Philippines and also YouTube channel Coach AI Connect. Yeah, Coach AI Connect. That is in the YouTube channel. If you are new to our platform, please do like, follow, and subscribe. All right. So today I'm gonna talk about, as I've shared, I'm going to talk about parenting paradigm and principles. And paradigm and principles are the things that we follow, are things that we usually constantly do every single moment, every single time of our life, and explain to you how you can utilize paradigm and principles to improve the relationship with your children. And you can also start utilizing this to teach others in your space. Maybe you also have the heart for parenting. You want to be able to help other parents out there, other moms, other dads, that you have this heart. Then my hope is you would be able to learn from this. And, if you have some key takeaways in there, do share that in the comment section below. Let's bless people in the digital space and, teach them more, right? The more that we can teach people, get educated, and they can practice it, the better that we can strengthen the future generation. Right? So if this is the first time you're joining me, if this is the first time you're seeing me, if this is the first time you're seeing this face, as I've said, I am Coach Shaun. My focus area is in the area of self-leadership. And self-leadership is your ability to be intentional on the way you feel and the way you think and the way you respond. And self-leadership, I've learned this, I think it's about 3 years, 5 years ago. But eventually, when I started to put this principle, into my life, I started to be more intentional about the way that I create relationships, the way that I create experiences, the way that I create, conversations. And it's not perfect. It's not that I'm not that year yet. I'm just moving towards proficiency, where you understand the key roles of self leadership. But as you progress, because I am a product of life coaching, I have a personal growth coach and a business coach who's helping me towards improving the way I see myself, the way I see others, and the way I respond to every situation. So that one has really helped me a lot, and it has helped me improve my relationship with my children. And my hope is I will be able to share to you my learnings through this platform. And I've been a father for 19 years now. Yes, 19 years. I've started in parenting and in marriage early on in my life. I started when I was 19 years old. So I was still a teenager. And this is the reason why I have this love for teenagers as well, because I understand how challenging it is to be able to grow up as a teenager. And especially me being married early on, having a kid early on. And that is where I really want to help others to be able to prepare for that transition. I believe that our children when they're teenagers is the most challenging for me anyway, as far as my experience is concerned. I would know, maybe as I progress in my parenting obligations, it would change as they grow up, but right now it's really the most challenging. I have two children so far. It's my daughter is 19 years old and my son is 15 years old. My daughter is 19 years old and she's now an entrepreneur. She's doing what she loves and loving what she does. She's a animator. So if you need if you need to make a what was that called? You want to animate your face or your character, just feel free to message me. I would be happy to connect you with her so that you can ask her to for a commission. And so magko-commission siya sa'yo. And I have a son as well who's 15 years old, who's now trying to figure out where he wants to go, what he wants to do. But right now he's really talented in um, modeling, 3D modeling. So you would be able to see that he created an apple that looks like an apple, but if you look closely to that image, it's not really a real apple. So that is something that I'm so proud of, because that has helped us in transition when we became certified life coach, when we go to the process of life coaching. It allowed us to be more intentional with our relationship with our children, our interaction, the way that we communicate, the way that we even react to them, because it's no longer reaction, it's more of action, so it's more intentional with that. So that's what I'm going to share to you, my experience for the last 19 years of me being a parent. And get some wisdom and nuggets in there, some knowledge in there, put that into practice. If it doesn't work, find another one. What I'm sharing to you is my experience and my tips, but of course it varies to different individuals. That's why a coach is a critical part of growth. Proven that time and again for the last 3 years, a coach would really allow you to gain a deeper understanding of who you are. And as I've said a while ago, I help parents really get a deeper understanding of themselves and so that they can understand their children. All right. So let's talk about, you know, if you want to know more about what I do, if you want to level up your parenting skill, I would like to invite you to join me in my group. I created a group which is called Effective Parenting Partnership. If you want to know more about that, we put that description, the link of the Facebook group in the description below. Just click on the link. Go in there, then just answer the questionnaire so I can approve you. If this is something that would be of value to you, and I think it is, I have more than 320 members there, or all our parents, and or have the heart for parenting. If you want to learn more there, I post there every Monday, Wednesday, Thursday of wisdom, knowledge, and some of the tips that you can start utilizing as you progress. You can backtrack if you want to. Just utilize the search function in there. There's a lot of content there that can really help you, be a better parent. And of course, if you have a husband in there and your husband is someone who doesn't express a lot, who doesn't speak a lot, who doesn't share a lot of their dreams and their desires, but they have something in there that they want to be able to do, tell them to join me in my page. It's called Inspired Fidelity. It's also in the description there. Have them join there. I post videos in there every Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays as well at 10 p.m. in the evening. And I share some thoughts and insights of how, as men, we need to start transitioning, we need to start changing, and we need to start getting out of that men stereotype. And later at 12 noon inside the Cup Coffee Republic at Noontime Kapihan, I'm going to talk about men stereotypes. So that if that is something that you want to learn later at 12 noon, that is what my topic is. And if you want to connect with me on a personal level, feel free to just search in there Coach Shaun Chong Di Hoya. It's also there in the description so that we can stay connected. If you have any questions, if you wanna get some more tips, if you just wanna have some coffee and have a conversation, let me know. Message me in there. Just add me as your friend. All right. So let's talk about paradigms and principles. I'm gonna talk about paradigms first. But do you have any idea of what a paradigm is? Like, have you ever heard that term, that word before? I think si Coach Cherry. And hello, Coach Cherry. Of course, my better half is here. Coach Joanna, thank you for joining. And Coach Che, ayan, thank you for joining, Coach Che. A paradigm is the way you see something, your views, your perceptions, the way you look at things. That is a paradigm. This is the reason why I really value self leadership, because in self leadership, it's like taking a look at things in a paradigm. You have this point of views of what life is, of what relationship is, of what parenting is, of what work is, and you have this perception of how things must be, how things must flow, and how things would look like. And in a paradigm, every one of us have that. And it's a perception that we have on the things that we do and the things that we see and what we accept. This morning, when I was looking through Facebook and I browsed to Ray Dalio, if you're familiar with him, he posted in there just, I think it was 5 hours ago, he posted in there 1 plus 1 equals 3. And I started to reflect on that and had a deeper understanding of what 1 plus 1 equals 3. That doesn't make sense, right? Because if you are going to take a look at math, 1 plus 1 equals 2. And what he said, I'm going to share it to you. I'll read it, and I quote, two people who collaborate well with will be about 3 times as effective as each of them operating independently, because each will see what the others might miss. Plus, they can leverage each other's strengths while holding each other accountable to higher standards. And I paused a little bit and I reflected on it, and I had a deeper understanding, because I'm talking about paradigms and principle, right? It's just unusual that you're gonna talk about it today, then suddenly you see this, and I wanted to add this because it makes total sense. In parenting, before my group was effective parenting without shouting and spanking, because I was a parent back then who shouted and spanked my children, and I wanted to change that. But as I progressed in my life and gained a deeper understanding because of my coaching session, parenting is really about partnership. It's effective parenting partnership where you partner with your children, of course, as they grow up, as a young child, into an adolescent. They will have their own mindset, they will have their own thinking, they will have their own perspective, they will have their own points of views, because they're consuming different information from different people. And when you're able to be in a space of collaboration with your children, it becomes a better experience for you and your child. Like, it's far, far better, as far as experience is concerned, because you grow with your child, and you grow and your child grows. I'll give you a good example. One of the things that I was doing as a parent is I keep on telling my children what to do. Like, do this, do that. If they're not doing this, you're gonna spank them. Just a lot of different things that I tell them, and I bombard them with different things, and eventually they will just avoid me at all costs. So that was my parenting style before. But when I changed, I realized that for you to be able to be more peaceful, that your children will do fine as they progress, it's better that you partner with your children to be in a collaborative space, that you can grow as you experience your children, and your children can grow as they experience you. And how you can do that? You would say, Coach, di ba yung parents, dapat the parents should be teaching our children. But of course, remember, there is no parenting manual out there that would teach you really how to parent. I mean, you can read a lot of books if you want to. You can read a lot of books if you want to. But the deal here is you would still need to adjust based on how your children is responding. And if you do that, you empower your child to be independent of you. And you become independent too. Because your child is no longer, always checking on you, always asking you to do things. You empower your children to be independent and they can make their own decisions and solve their own problems. Because as a parent, that is what we want, right? We want our children to be independent. We want our children that whatever happens, they will be successful. That when God calls us, there, we would say that, hey, I'm ready, God. My child will be okay and they can be alone. And in partnership, it allows individuals to be accountable to each other. I am accountable to my child, and my child is accountable to me as well. Because I need to make sure, and my child needs to make sure that the way that I'm teaching my children through mirroring, through teaching them is aligned to what my child really wants for their life. It's not that what I want for my children. It's clarifying what my children want so that I can understand them, so I can give them the support that they need to be successful. Because as a parent, that is really what we want. So 1 plus 1 equals 3 because you have the perspective of your child, you have your perspective, and as you come together, you have another perspective. Because you're getting insights, you're getting feedback, and you're getting value and perception of the individuals. And, when it comes together, it's emergent. You get something out of that, which is, by the way, so powerful. And really an aha moment for me that is it. That's what I was, trying to understand of how parenting partnership can really, bloom into something so radical that it would change the course of the future. So, how are you parenting your children? And what principles and what paradigms are you utilizing to see your children and to see the world as a whole? I hope you're still there. So let me shift. I'm going to share to you, the principles of dominant paradigm. These are the paradigms that most parents have. And what I would like for you to do is just reflect on this statement that I will share to you. Maybe this is you. Maybe this is something that you've experienced with your parents, and maybe this is something that you want to start, shifting, transitioning, or changing. Right? I hope you're ready. Number one, in the dominant paradigm, love is conditional. If you are a dominant parent, here, not an image of what parenting is today, right? In a dominant parenting, love is conditional, and stopping the behavior is more important than the relationship with the child. Have you ever had that paradigm? That the behavior of your children is far, far more important than giving love to them, showing love to them. Or maybe you experience that with your parents, something that you've experienced. Or reflect on that. Number two, paradigm, dominant paradigm. If you're a dominant parent or if you know someone who's a dominant parent, parents know best and must be respected at all times. And as much as possible, respect the parents. Even if they're wrong, even though what they're saying is not aligned with you, respect the parents at all time. Third is parents control their children by using their power over their children. You know someone who's always overpowering your children, that they're controlling what they're thinking, they're controlling what they're doing. Another one, a dominant paradigm is parents use fear, shame, guilt, and manipulation. This is, the carrot and stick, the praise and rewards, to control their children's behavior. So is that something that, someone that's doing it? Parents are disciplinarians who are not to be questioned by their children, and their children must obey their parents at all times. Is that something that maybe you've done before? I've done this before. Like whatever happens, my children needs to do what I say, because if they don't, they're gonna get something out of me from me. Which I've realized that, that will not work. And what happens is children act out to get attention, because they're not getting your attention in ways that they feel that worked before, but it's not working right now. So if you give your children too much attention, you will spoil them, and they will manipulate you in order to get what they want. Have you ever experienced a time in which your children are already manipulating you just to get what they want? Not sure if I had that experience. I might probably reflect on it, but I think I haven't had seen that with my children. The principle of dominant paradigm as well, if you are parenting in this age, the old school way of parenting is love is given conditionally depending upon the child's behavior. Like if your child is not behaving in ways that are expected of the parents, then there's no love given. Ever experienced that? These are the things that we need to start considering, and we need to start thinking about. Like, do you set rules for your children that whatever happens, you would need to do this without questioning? Or is your children in a state where they deserve what she or he gets from their parents? That it needs to be deserving first to give that, rather than giving it from the outright love of the parents. Not because there will be something in return when you love your children. Now, all of this paradigm, principles of dominant paradigm is something I think most of this I check. That's me. That I wanted to control my children because I think I knew that in parenting, they need to follow me so that they can be successful in the future. But I realized I don't know better. There was one situation, and I'll share this openly. There was one situation where I got so much infuriated with my daughter, that in my fury, I thrown her in the couch, which was, when I done that, it was a wake up call for me. I was so angry back then, and I realized, what am I doing with these actions? And I needed to change that perspective because I realized I was doing something wrong. And it was not helping my children, to better parent the future generations. I don't want them to be fearful in a way that when they become parents or they become adults, that they won't want to have children because they might do what I was doing to them. And I needed to change that perspective. And that is where the paradigm shift came in. And a paradigm shift, if you're familiar, is a change from one way of thinking to another. You can apply this to anything in this world, even your job, your marriage, your relationships, your home, your surroundings, even. More importantly, of course, your health and your relationships, specifically your health. Because there is a sign all around us. Like if you just pause, take a moment and pause right now and take a look at your surrounding. I mean, we live in so fast-paced world that we forget to pause and really appreciate what is, in front of us, surrounding us. Maybe the birds and the trees, the flowers and the bees, or at night the moon above. These are the things that we tend to lose sight of. And we become more intentional in asking ourselves the questions: are these things that I'm thinking about, are these things that I'm doing, allowing me as a parent to be a better role model for my children? And that is where I started to focus my attention on parenting. Because I've realized that if I continue the same behavior that I had before and continue to have problems with my children, things will not change. Sabi nga, di ba, you cannot change a problem or you cannot fix a problem that you yourself started in the first place. You cannot. So how do you change? How do you change your paradigms in a way that allows you to see your children as an individual, as someone not you, as someone who's not their brothers or sister, or as someone who is not you see in the internet or you see sa kapitbahay or in your neighbor? How do you start changing? I'll give you the principles of the non-violent paradigm. So I'll give you this, you know, tips for you to start changing and seeing your children on a different perspective. Number one, a non-violent parenting, in a non-violent parenting, love is unconditional and the relationship is more important than behavior. When was the last time that you had a relationship with your children that you are more concerned about their feelings and their emotions rather than the behaviors that they're doing? Maybe they broke something. Maybe they were, cooking. Then eventually, instead of putting the egg in the pan, it fell on the floor. And instead of you, telling them what they learned, you go haywire and you start shouting at them, yada yada yada, and your child suddenly started crying or feeling bad about it. It's just a piece of egg, less than 5 pesos, compared to what your children is experiencing from you. Number two, children deserve to be raised with unconditional loving, free, free, pay attention, free from physical hurt, free from shaming, free from manipulation, because these three are damaging your children and it's damaging also your relationship with them as a parent. We need to start making the change on how we see our children. Because children are born loving, children are born curious, they are trusting you, especially as a parent, because they're whole human beings. And it's a great reminder for us to remember to always see them in this light and encourage these natural traits that we can support them so they can bloom and eventually they can carry that as they grow in age, as they have their families on their own. Parents need to be allies of their children. Di dapat kaaway. Should it, there's a battle, but battle in there is more of making sure that the children understand. We need to be a supportive parent in there to understand and to accept that our children is different from us and they are humans and they have their needs, they have their feelings, that we need to be there to allow them to understand how these feelings affect their anger, their frustrations, their well-being, their warmth, and their affection. Because no one else would teach them. You will be the one to teach them to be better. It says here that each person's reaction and feelings are respected, heard, and recognized as true. When was the last time that you rejected, or maybe you know someone that rejected their children's feeling? That it's not true. Maybe you experienced that from your parents. Their feelings not true. It's not that. I didn't experience that before. Yada yada yada. It's just put you in a state where, hold on, am I feeling really something? Is it wrong what I'm feeling? Or it's something that I need to start really reflecting on and understanding, but my parents is not there to support me. So who do I talk to it? So as a parent, we need to start really practicing deep listening. We need to start practicing empathy. And we need to stop or start loving the speech so our children will be guided unconditionally and they can express their feelings, they can express their needs, they can express their problems so that we can support them become better. And this is the process that you would see that eventually would help your children develop emotional competency and emotional intelligence. That they would respond in a way that would understand that it's not really the result that's more important, but is who the children are becoming. And as a parent, who you are becoming as a parent, that's more important. That they can learn to self control, self manage, and they can experience unconditional love for the children. Because we know that whatever happens, your children will become better because they understand what love really is from their parents. Are you still there? Now, if you want to learn more about what I'm sharing to you, just feel free to message us. You can message Coach Rizal in there or message Life Coach Philippines. If you want to have further conversation with these paradigms and paradigm shifts, let me know. Be happy to talk to you about it so that you can start implementing this in your life. Next, I'm going to share to you 5 parenting principles to build your family. So I've talked about paradigms and the paradigm shift. I'm going to talk about 5 parenting principles to build your family. And principles are what you follow every single time because principles work proven time and again. I'll just give you 5 that the principles that I'm using is helping me a lot with my relationship with the children. And my hope and my prayer is you would be able to also experience the same experience that I have. But of course, if you need help, just let me know. Let us help you. Um, the children are the future. I never understood that before. That's a Michael Jackson song, by the way. I never understood that before. But when I became a certified life coach, I understand how critical it is that if you want to change the future, you need to change yourself so that you can change your children. And there's just a lot of different things that you would think about and you would reflecting on that you have hope that you didn't do as a parent before. But of course, that's done already. And what we need to do is we need to start changing. And, the number of years that we have in this world that God has given us, so at least utilize that to change how our children sees the world and to change how our children sees us. And this vibe has worked for me by far so far. My hope that you would be able to work with you. All right. Thank you, Coach Rizal. Number 1, 5 parenting principles to build your family. Number 1, very simple, lead by example. Lead by example. Whatever your behaviors is right now, if that is something that you don't want, you don't like, it's not working for you, then change it. Because whatever you do, whatever you say, your children will follow that. Your children will mirror that. Maybe not when you see it, but the most critical one is when you're not there. That's when they see it. So, do you want your children to teach that to your children's children? That's the first one. Number 2 is win their hearts. Win their hearts by having deep conversations. Give them emotional support. Be slow to anger, 'di ba? Be slow to anger and have a deeper understanding of your children emotionally so that they understand you and you understand them. Number three is give presence more than presents. Yan. Give presence more than presents. Help them, teach them by passing your wisdom and knowledge and helping them build godly characters. Now, I've learned this from Master Coach A. And during our coaching session, he told me that if I want to have a deeper understanding or a deeper connection with God and to be someone who's doing the right thing in this world, in my lifetime anyway, is to find 10 characters of God. It's a powerful thing. I have realized that why do I need to read a lot of books when I know in the Bible anyway, and this is just me speaking. If you're not reading the Bible, it's fine. This is just me. Again, my experience. It's there. And the wisdom is, putting in religion whatsoever in there, just reading through it because you read other books anyway and you follow them. If you read this, then it's the same. Follow the principles in there and it works. You see the result. And it's a powerful thing. It's a powerful experience that you're able to see. You're able to experience this and you're able to see your children being there. So this week, I think I shared this before. My daughter went to me, had a conversation with me. So she was not herself. So I know when she's not okay and she's okay. And she wasn't acting in a way that we taught her. And, I confronted her. I talked to her and asked her that, hey, this is my observation with you. I didn't judge her as a person. I highlighted a behavior that she was doing that is not in alignment to how we were teaching her. Then eventually she shared to me. She apologized and she told me, I'm sorry, Papa. So she called me Papa. Because one of the characters that she's created died. Because she was doing this Dungeons and Dragons. I'm not sure if your kids does that, but she's the one who created it. She's the dungeon master. I think that's what it's called. And if she was going to tell me or share that to me 3 years before I got certified, I would probably had told her just create another character for God's sakes, and just stop whining in there. That probably would be insensitive of me. But because I went through the life coach certification, I understand and realize that, hey, I need to be there for my children because it's an opportunity for me to understand and to learn more about my children and my children to learn more about me. So we sat down, we talked about it, and she was able to express herself. And I understood, I didn't understood. I saw it. I saw in her how passionate she is and how connected she is from the one that she's creating. And I could have never understood that, working in the corporate. I only understood that when I got certified as a life coach, and I understood different people have different ways of seeing life and seeing things. And if you want to stay connected with your children, do not judge your children. Do not reject your children. Be present in there because the gifts that you would give that are presents sometimes will only last for a short time. But the memories that you instill to them, the memories that you share to them, the memories that you hear from them, and you're there to support them, to ask them how they feel, how they want to move forward, how their experience is, would just change the way that you connect with your children. And it's a powerful feeling. It's a powerful experience. And I hope that in the future we would be able to experience that too, because so much joy when I heard that. Number four, know and honor your child. Right? Number four, know and honor your child. Diba sa Bible is honor your father and your mother, but here, know and honor your child. As a parent, we need to start sacrificing our early desires for the benefit of the family. We need to sacrifice what we think what's right for the children. And what we need to start working on is to help our children what they think is the best for them and support them in a coaching way. Like I call this emotion coaching so that they can make the right decisions. And honoring your children means being in a space that, hey, I honor your feelings. I honor your emotions. I honor your individuality. I honor who you are. And it's okay to cry. It's okay to be upset. It's okay to be angry. Yeah, Coach She said, this parenting principle resonates with me, Coach. Have adult kids now and can't redeem time, but can rebuild relationship with them. Yes, you can still can. I mean, you can. We can. And that's a beautiful thing about it. Even if your kids are super adults now, maybe they have their own family, you can do it. It can happen. But again, always remind people that you cannot fix a problem that you have created in the first place. You need to find support. You need to get help. You need to find someone that would help you transition and create that principles, practice these principles so that you can change your paradigm. So honor your children. And when you honor your children, I tell you, they will honor you. Number five, prioritize unity and synergy. This is the last one. The core of a man's life is seen through his relationship with God. I am not a spiritual person. I seldom read the Bible before. It was only recently that I started really reading it. I seldom pray. I am not the type of guy who has a good track record for my relationship. It's completely opposite. I did such a lot of stupid things in my relationship, in my decisions. Not proud of it, but I started to accept that those things that I've learned, that I've kept, that I've instilled in myself is now longer or no longer working for me and for my children. So I started to prioritize my unity by reading the scriptures, having a closer relationship to God, and understanding Him more so I can live in synergy with what, God is telling me and make a decision for my family to be better. Because I have a son and I have a daughter. And if I don't follow the right principles to help my children become better, and I don't change my paradigms so that I can see my children's perspective, it will not help them to be a better version of themselves, and it will also not change the future generations. And these are the things that I'm stealing with you. Parenting is not an easy thing. 19 years of being a parent, being a parent at 19 years old, sometimes I surprise myself that I'm able to at least get everything together and see my children become successful. But I've realized how important parenting is and how important our paradigms is when we start understanding the value of our children. When we start understanding the value of how our children feel, how our children think, and how our children act in their day-to-day activities. Because when we're able to do that, when we're able to have a deeper understanding of how things work, how our children are, how our children, manage themselves, how our children respond, what our children read and write, the things that, they do. we're able to be more confident and courageous and patient in a way that would allow our children to be better. And if you are someone who's looking for a solution to see your children in a much better state and you becoming better and becoming ready for the next step, I would like to invite you to the Co-Actively Co-Create Life Coaching Certification Program. Just browse through this page, life, just search to it. I tell you, it's just a powerful journey and that allows you to have the necessary skills and knowledge for you to be a better person. It teaches you how to be a better person and a lot more. You can utilize it in your business, you can utilize it in your work, you can utilize this in any area of your life. And I tell you, it's just a powerful thing. Because in coaching, when you become a certified life coach, when you go through the process, you would start reestablishing positive family relationships. You will also start improving your communication line. You will also start building confidence and self efficacy with you as a parent and with your children. And of course, it would develop problem solving skills and creativity skills for you. And if those are the things that you're looking for, if that is something that you want to develop, I highly invite you come and join us in the certification class. This is not just, if you don't want to monetize it, then free so. But I think all of the parents needs a coaching skill to learn how to coach their children emotionally. And maybe your children right now have behavior problems. Maybe you're stressed in your parenting. Maybe you want to be able to develop strategies to develop your children, to support them emotionally, physically, spiritually, and mentally. Or maybe you want to help them transition into crisis, or maybe you need help that. Or maybe you need help as well in creating a plan to problem solve. Join us. It's a profession that really would allow you to create that change in your life and your relationship. I've proven that time and again. Um, for men specifically out there, we're the type of people that doesn't seek for help because we were raised to be problem solvers. But I want to break that stereotype because at the end of the day, if we want to be better, we need to seek help. And help is available. Life Coach Philippines would give you that help. Just be open and take risks. Jump. We will catch you. Co-Actively Co-Create Life Coach Certification Program. Connect with Coach Rizal. You see Coach Rizal there. 0917-586-1661 is the number. Again, 0917-586-1661. You see the number here. You see her in the comments as well. Or you can email connect@mastercoacha.com if you have any questions. Thank you very much for joining me this morning. I hope you're able to get some wisdom and some nuggets in here. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to message me. My link on my page and personal page is there in the description. Thank you for being here. I'd like to invite you to be part of what we are doing as an organization of professional certified life coaches. Do join us later for another episode of Coaching Conversations at 2 p.m. for Coach Nord's Coaching for Intentional Living. And at 4 p.m., it's going to be Coach Phoebe for Coaching for Self-Literacy at 4 p.m. I will be back at 12 noon. This is inside Decap Copy Republic. 12 noon inside Decap Copy Republic. Just, check the page in there. I'm going to be talking to you about breaking men stereotypes. Yan, at 12 noon, join us. It's going to be a powerful thing. I'll see you again later. And again, I would like to invite you to the Master Coach A Co-Actively Co-Create Life Coaching Certification Program. It's a comprehensive approach to learning and mastering life coaching as an active process of creating new path to achieving results in life so that your success is inevitable in every coaching relationship. It includes a 21-day web-based learning and a 3-day live coaching bootcamp with Master Coach A and a 3-day live business bootcamp with Coach Tin is the one leading that. The program package also includes more freebies and bonuses. So just connect with Coach Giselle. You see the number in there, 0917-586-1661. to discover opportunities awaiting for you in this profession. All right. Once again, thank you for joining me. I am Coach Shaun de Joya from Life Coach Philippines for Coaching Think Talk. Coaches like us think and talk like this. This is us in the Philippines. Thank you very much. La bam boom, la bam boom, la bam boom. Bye bye.